Good morning, everyone. This morning's meditation comes from the mighty book of Romans in the New Testament. It was written by the Apostle Paul, who didn't start the church at Rome. The gospel of Christ got there before him, but he says in the first chapter that he longed to get there to meet these people and to impart some spiritual gift. And I love that heart that he had. Paul wanted to give. He wanted to build into the lives of people. And this is the impulse of every Christian who is walking in the Spirit of God, that we have this impulse that we want to give something that's going to build someone else up, whether it be some initial message of the gospel of Christ or some encouragement as they follow him. We want to impart something to other people, to give a gift of love. So Paul had this passion to build up and encourage other people, and it's expressed here in the first chapter. But Rome was the epicenter of power in the world back then. It was a place that was quite proud of its intellectual prowess. It was a place where people who were great orators were valued, and they loved to talk about philosophy and all sorts of things. Well, when Paul talks about going there, he talks about imparting something to the people. He really wants to focus in on the gospel. And he says, this is Romans 1 verse 16, "For I am not ashamed of the gospel, because it is the power of God to bring salvation to everyone who believes, first to the Jew, then to the Gentile. For in the gospel the righteousness of God is revealed, a righteousness that is by faith from first to last. Just as it was written, the righteous will live by faith." The gospel message always finds opposition. Some people dismiss it because it's intellectually unsatisfying. It's a very simple message at heart, that we could not help ourselves, that we were in a whole lot of trouble on account of our sins, but Christ came and interceded. He died in our place, bearing in his own body the wrath of God that we deserved for what we'd done wrong, in order that we could be free and forgiven. This is the heart of the gospel. It's the power of God that brings salvation to everyone who believes. And so Paul wasn't ashamed of the gospel, even though people belittled it from an intellectual perspective. He understood that this was God's means by which people could be saved, and that this righteousness of God comes by faith. You don't have to be super smart to understand the gospel. You do have to have, though, a heart that believes and receives what God has for you. So the cross of Christ was prominent in Paul's preaching. He wasn't ashamed of the cross of Christ, and even in places of power like Rome, places of great pride, he was willing unashamedly to speak about Christ and his cross, because it was the means for everyone to believe and so to be saved. So today I want you to think about how important it is that we hold fast to this gospel of Christ and not be ashamed of it. God bless you. Hey, have a great day.